Guys, welcome to My Guy Reviews. We're going to review Happy Death Day to You. That's right, the sequel to Happy Death Day, the film that came out in 2007, maybe 2 years ago. It's kind of like the original had that Groundhog Day time loop element to it, which obviously we've seen quite a lot of late. Russian Doll did it quite well recently. We had obviously Happy Death Day. Previous to that, I think it's Before I Fall, that Netflix film thing. Obviously that Groundhog Day itself, but then there's that Tom Cruise movie. So yeah, there's been quite a few. And I remember hearing about Happy Death Day, this kind of low budget horror film, Blumhouse, and I was like, yeah, I love their films anyway, so let's check it out. It's getting good reviews. People were kind of raving about it. It made just under 100 million or something. Yeah, so it was really profitable, and I watched it and it was like, it's fine. I mean, I didn't really see anything special, but people tend to love it. It's just basically this student who gets caught in a loop. So she dies at the end of her birthday, and she wakes up, it's her birthday again, and that just carries on till the end, where she breaks out that loop, and thus creating kind of the end of the story. And at the very end of that movie, Ryan walks in, and he's kind of in a similar sort of predicament, and that kind of sets up literally this one. So this one starts pretty much exactly where the first one ends, but we first see Ryan kind of doing his day-to-day walk, heading to his science project that he's currently working on, and then from there he kind of inadvertently gets caught up in the loop himself by kind of dying at the hands again of this masked character, and then kind of turns up the next time, and he ends up with Tree and them, and then he explains what's happened, and she's like, brilliant, I know exactly what you're going through. And then the movie kind of kicks off from there, and it starts off slightly different in that we're now following Ryan, and we're thinking, it's his story, and we actually kind of follow him for a little while in his loop, until it kind of, as you've seen in the trailer, reverts back to being her loop again. And it's that element where then she's got to die, but this is no longer kind of like a horror movie, I believe. I don't think it is. It's not really got any jump scares. It's not got any kind of standout moments where something happened. It's more of a kind of just a comedy now. It's kind of taken that premise but moved it to you, and they've kind of just turned it into a bit more of a kind of a teen college kind of comedy. But when I say teen, the main actress Tree, I think she's like 30 years old, so it's not really that kind of young kids or anything, but yeah, you get the gist of it. That's how you kind of get these characters in anyway. And we kind of so we start off and kind of follows what we had before. It's because it claims, I don't think it claims to be a horror film, but it isn't really. It's not really got like scares. It doesn't have like jumps. It doesn't have frightening blood, gory elements or anything to it. But yeah, it's pretty much a simple kind of movie. Some of it's retreaded from the kind of the previous one, but yeah, I think it kind of follows the way you'd want it to. So
hey,
into a bit
you're
more.
up.
Am I in a dorm room?
Yeah, I folded your pants for you.
Great.
Dude, did you hit that or what?
Killer again. And then when you watch his second loop with help of
Stop global warming.
You sneaky little biatch. Maybe you should switch to water next time.
Super helpful.
Don't be late to your party tonight.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Tree, happy birthday.
Full of bug, look, mommy, I got the eggs and taking drugs.
You scared me.
Inadvertently manages to get herself into that time loop again.
Look, I know this isn't gonna make any sense. Stop global warming? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
You sneaky little biatch. Happy birthday.
I've already lived through this day. Somebody's gonna kill me tonight. So you can hear now.
She no longer is with the guy who she was with. He doesn't remember her. Spoiler alert.
Is everything okay?
So, you know, things have
Assuming
changed.
that I
Her
believe
mum
any of
is
this is
still
even
alive.
possible.
Sprinklers? Car alarm?
The way I see it,
And then she decides,
you have unlimited amount of lives. Unlimited opportunities to solve your own murder.
So I'm supposed to keep dying until I figure out who my killer is?
You want to
and he
live to
goes
see
into
tomorrow,
all
right?
kind of mumble.
Whoever's killing you knows it's your birthday.
Pretty much the entire school knows.
These are signs of major trauma. You should be dead.
You relive the same day over and over again. Kind of start to see who you really are.
Personally, second time around, watching kind of like this narrative thing, but I guess and so in this one, it's proven to be somewhat different. So now the babyface killer is the doctor she was sleeping with and his ex-wife, and that kind of comes up right at the end, and then kind of 3/4, about halfway into the movie, she's got to make a decision as to which loop she wants to live in, and in doing so going back to the one that she wants to be in so she can be with her man means she'd have to give up her mum. And obviously, if you're in that kind of predicament where you got time loop, I personally would say chill with your mum. I'm sure you can win that dude over. Plus, you know everything you need to know about him. You can easily break him and Danielle up. It's not that difficult. But yeah, it's a kids movie at the end of the day, and she kind of does this. Some of it's quite funny. It's different in that it's no longer a horror film. I think it's not even a slasher movie, not even a thriller. It's just a comedy, but it's not even a straight out comedy. It's not just complete laugh out loud all the way through. There are some funny bits. Ryan's got a few good gags like in the first one. Still get that same kind of walk, and she, kills herself. I think there's a wood chipper thing. There's all sorts of different things that happen as well. Overall, for me, I didn't really enjoy the first one that much, to be fair. So I can't really say, this is going to be mind-boggling, because this is even better. I like the fact that they've expanded on the world by talking about parallel universes, and the fact that she made a change in a previous kind of loop, and it's got her into this loop on the second day, and things have changed. People are no longer one way, and they're a different way. That's quite an interesting kind of concept. The thing about Ryan kind of time traveling to see Ryan again wasn't really explored. Maybe that'd be quite interesting to see what happens in number 3. I guess after number 3, I could really put down, what is this trilogy? It's not a horror trilogy anymore. It's not even a comedy trilogy. Don't know what it would be by the end of it, but it's an interesting take on the time loop. So like in Groundhog Day, I think Russian Doll still does it better than this. I recently saw that, and that's just so much better. It kept me kind of wanting to see the next episode, kept me on edge. This movie's fine. I mean, if you enjoy the first one, I think you'll enjoy this one, but you won't. It's got no thrills, it's got no jump out moments, it's got no scary bits to it. This is kind of just a comedy, and it's not a typical straight out comedy as well. It's kind of an alright normal kind of comedy thing, but yeah, it's worth a watch. If enough people go watch it, hence why I keep saying go watch it, might get number 3. It'd be interesting to see what time loop and what this CC thing can do for number 3. So yeah, it's not one that I hated, it's not one that I loved. It's not the best time loop movie either. And the first one had that novelty. This one kind of wears off a bit quicker. And yeah, it's still good. I'd give it, if she's doing 1 to 10 again, I'd give it about 6 out of 10. Worth a watch. Maybe even wait till it's on like VOD or something, on Netflix or whatever streaming service it's available on. Tell me what you thought. Hit me up with your likes and comments. Keep it locked down to My Guy Reviews.